Hello, I'd like to show you the recipe program that I wrote in April and May of 2020 during the COVID-19 isolation. You see that I have 12 recipes in the file currently, but you can add an unlimited number of recipes and you can group them by several different user-created group items. There's the recipe name, the servings, the quantity that the recipe makes, the multiplication factor. You can multiply the quantities in the estimate or you can divide it, whatever you like. If you want to add this recipe to the shopping list, there's a checkbox for that. If you want to export this recipe, you can export it. We have the name of the chef, and we have a link to a website if you have a link to this recipe. So each row in that grid represents a recipe, and you see if I come here and I select a different recipe, now the ingredients for the meatloaf recipe all appear in the grid. You'll notice that the columns underneath my mouse are a little bit darker than the quantity column. This means that these columns are supplied by another database. So all you have to do is select the ingredient, transfer it into this grid, and put a quantity on it. You don't have to keep typing the ingredients. Below this we have a text box that shows the instructions for creating this recipe. If you want to print this out, you can click on the printer icon and you'll see there's a recipe, all the ingredients, and the instructions. If you put the calories in, it will calculate the calories, and it can also calculate the cost of the recipe for you. Let's move to the Ingredients tab. Here's the whole storehouse or grocery store of different items. You can add a new item if it doesn't exist, and once you do, you just click on Add to Recipe or double click the row, and it will be transferred to the currently selected recipe. Okay, let's move to the shopping list, and all of the recipes that I had selected, if I click on the shopping list, it's going to build me a list of shopping items that I need when I go shopping. I can click on the group heading and it will sort everything together, so all the meat items will be together. So when I print it, the shopping list will be sorted, putting all of the similar items together so that when you go to that area of the store you can get everything you need and not have to double back. You'll also notice that I can change the size of the columns, and I can change the size of the row if you want to change that. Okay, now all of these settings can be saved if you like, or you can just rely on the default settings. I'm going to open up the preferences form, and you'll see here is where I select the recipe file. If I click on the browse button, you'll see I have the recipe data file, and I also have some liquor recipes for some liquor items that are contained. Okay, I'm going to leave the recipe open. You'll see on the colors tab that I can change the color of everything in the program. So now I'm using yellow. It's whatever you prefer. There's even a tan and or a different shades of gray format if you like. Okay, if you click on the help and the user's manual, that'll bring the user's manual up for you to take a look at and explain more than I have in this video. I hope you enjoyed the brief look at the recipe software, and I hope that you'll consider downloading it.